will know I'm a keen pusher about my particular topic, and you'll learn about it. And it's slightly controversial, but interesting nevertheless. So I've just come from work, so I apologize if I'm a bit slow or fatigued. Should I just go on? Oh, here we go. Okay. Talking to you about how to keep hydrated during Ramadan, which is particularly important because of the days are so long now and it's so warm. So why am I the right person to talk to you about this? For those of you that don't know what an anaesthetist does, we put you to sleep for your operations. We do your spinal anaesthetics for your cesarean sections for the women. And we look after the intensive cares in this country. So in intensive care, when you're critically ill and you have organ failure, we're the doctors that look after you. And a key component of that is hydration and fluid status. So in the medical field, we are considered one of the experts in fluid status and hydration. I've also tried being a spy, but my wife found out everything didn't work. So a bit of physiology to show you understand about what the body is made up of and how much of it is water. 2/3 of you, so normally you talk about an average 70-kilogram man. Your average 70-kilogram man is 45 kilos of water. So 2/3 of you is water. 2/3 of that is inside your cells, and 1/3 is outside of your cells. So about 15 liters is outside of your cells and 30 inside your cells. Of that 15 liters that's outside of your cells, about 5 liters, 3 to 5 liters is in your blood. The rest of it is floating around your cells, around your brain, in your eyes, and different places like that. So just to give you an idea about how much fluid is around. Now, controlling what water is where is a huge, massive, complicated topic. There are huge encyclopedias written about this. And me spending 5 minutes talking to you about it does not do it justice. This is just part of the system. But what you need to understand, the bits that I want you guys to know and understand, there are 2 main hormones involved. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, and the other one's gone beyond me. The other one doesn't matter. But the other important part is what's detected. So there are a few receptors, and the one that I want you to remember about are osmoreceptors. So osmoreceptors, they essentially detect the concentration of your blood. So how much solutes, how much electrolytes you've got in there, how much sodium, potassium, chloride, glucose, and so on. The aldosterone renin, thank you very much. The aldosterone renin angiotensin system is the other system that's very, very important. That's there as well, obviously. Now, what happens to that fluid when you get dehydrated is really important. So during Ramadan, again, this is a slightly complicated slide that I don't need to get bogged down on. I'm just going to skip it, actually. I'm missing a slide, you know. Doesn't matter. So what happens when you get dehydrated? During Ramadan, you can talk about acute or chronic dehydration. During chronic dehydration, you lose both water and electrolytes. So the water comes out of your blood, you lose your sodium and your chloride and all your salts as well. Water comes out of your cells and into the blood to compensate for that loss. So you become like intracellularly dehydrated, if you want. And that's really, really important. The important part is that your osmoreceptors are quite happy because you've lost both solutes and water. So the concentration in your blood has actually stayed the same. That's what happens when it's a slow, progressive dehydration. If it's an acute, sudden onset one, the picture's completely different. And your osmoreceptors and your blood pressure receptors pick that up. So what's the natural thing to do? You feel thirsty? You rehydrate, you drink water. You go, all right, yeah, great. Drink water, that's how you rehydrate. Now, I can see many of my medical colleagues in here, but I ask you, how many times have you prescribed water to your patients? almost never, you can tell them. I can tell you that now. So what happens when you drink a whole load of water? When you drink a whole load of water, you absorb the water, it goes into your blood comes very, very dilute. And your osmoreceptors go, hold on a second, I don't like this. The key figure, if you're interested, is 280 milliosmoles per litre. So if you go outside of that range, within plus or minus 10 milliosmoles, your kidneys don't like it, and they go, we need to get rid of this water to return the concentration of our blood. And that's what happens. You drink a gallon of water, and you wee it all out. I'm sure you've all noticed. So my suggestion is you drink isotonic drinks. And like I was saying to my fellow medical colleagues, who almost never prescribe water. We always prescribe what we describe as isotonic fluid. And these are the fluids that your sports drinks, essentially. And what happens then is, you drink that, in the fluid are electrolytes, you absorb the water, you absorb the electrolytes, it goes into your blood, and your osmoreceptors and your kidneys are quite happy. They go, oh, okay. And you've replenished your fluid stores, and you find you won't wee out as much. So it will be crazy, it will be ludicrous of me to tell you not to drink water. That will be crazy. What I found, and I graduated almost a decade ago, and I've been doing anaesthetics for about 5 years, 6 years or so. I only realized this a few years ago myself. I said, hold on a second, why am I drinking water? So I'm not telling you not to drink water, but give them a go. Buy a bottle of Lucozade, bottle of isotonic drink you can get from any superstore, and see how you get on. See if you find you're weeing as much as you were before. This does come with a caveat, of course. If you have any medical conditions, you need to be aware of those. People with high blood pressure and diabetes, these drinks do have a lot of sugar, and they do have a significant amount of salt as well. So you have to be aware of those. But give it a go. See how you feel. Thank you. No questions?